Someday that GIF will load. Yep.
I love that YouTube video so much.
Yeah, my mom, like, trying to picture me rolling into, like, crawling into the water, flopping away like a seal just made her laugh. And I'm like, yep, it's gonna be my summer plans. Seal time.
Nice.
It's not at his PlayStation, he's not looking at his phone.
I'm kinda okay with this because I'm eating.
No. No. Yeah.
Doo-doo.
We'll give him like 4 minutes, and if he doesn't show up, we'll start without him.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, you're here. Hello, welcome.
I'll just leave then.
No,
it's fine.
No, stay. I love you.
Didn't want to be a part of this anyway.
You like weren't online anywhere, and I was like, oh no, where's Billy?
Fine, I'll just go.
No.
And sulk.
Get out of here! Oh, none of this.
Alright.
No, stay.
No, he left.
No, he left.
No.
Go to him.
I wish I could, but I have to drive half an hour.
Oof. Well.
So much for real love, huh? Fairy tales are dead.
I'm crying.
Fairy tales are always been dead.
I'm gonna just at him, be like, boy, you come back here.
I mean, fairy tales are pretty fucked up if you look at some of them, man.
No, they are absolutely. It was too tempting, I had to.
Just waiting, like, how long is he gonna make us wait?
Did you know that the original Red Riding Hood was about prostitution?
Yep, we had this conversation last
Okay,
week.
didn't we just have this conversation
We
last
did.
Yeah,
Wait,
we
I'm
did.
trying to think. What else was like a really messed up one? Okay,
Mulan?
Rumpelstiltskin was kind of messed up.
I'm still stuck on that.
Um,
Another weird one. Isn't Cinderella super fucked up?
Yeah.
yeah, that's what you missed. After you left, I said, go to him. And she's like, but that's an hour and a half drive.
Yeah. You didn't say fairy tales are dead. You said so much
Yes, I
for real.
did.
Okay, well you said so much
Yeah,
for
he said fairy tales are dead. That's
Okay, you said so much for real love, not real love is fake.
so much for real love. Fairy tales are dead. And fairy tales are fucked up anyway.
Let's see.
That was noise.
What the hell were we doing? Oh yeah.
This one. I'm
Yup.
gonna pull
We're
this up,
doing Rumpel.
and then I gotta change my card to the live stream. There we go.
This is a really bad time for me to eat for me to be eating pizza.
Well, just
little
pretend
bit,
that
yeah.
Rumpel's
Ooh.
eating while talking. He's not. Seems like that kind of guy.
I had chicken and rice, and then I had key lime pie afterwards. It was nice.
We had disappointing
Nice.
chicken Alfredo
Oh.
because it wasn't chicken Alfredo
Nice.
at all.
Oh. What was it?
People.
Yeah.
I just have some carnitas in a slow cooker. We're gonna make some fine ass nachos tonight.
See, this is where it'd be a good time if I had my webcam on because the face I made.
I want carnitas. Maybe look at the
Carnitas,
car.
or is it secretly people?
Yeah.
No, people is bad for you. It's not good for your health.
Well, yeah. That's what happens when you eat too much junk food.
Jesus Christ, guys. Oh, alright.
Don't try to tell me people aren't junk food at this point.
I mean, it depends.
Depends on the country.
I mean, if it's a vegan, can't be junk food, could it?
No, but it's probably not gonna taste good. It's like no.
If it's an American, it absolutely is.
Yeah,
If it's a
American.
vegan, it's gonna taste like crap, and you'll be hungry again in an hour.
If it's an American, it's junk food.
Yeah.
If it's French,
Oui, oui.
I take.
it's gonna be.
If it's
If
French,
it's
you'll make
French-
it halfway through the meal and give up.
If
guilty.
it's French,
Remember,
you're going
don't
to
eat brains or else.
No,
you'll
no,
get
no.
bacteria.
That's if you're being a French cannibal in the middle of a war. If it's a civil battle and you're eating the French person in France, you can knock through like 3 or 4 of them and be just fine.
Jesus.
I just take comfort in the fact that
Tell me
as
I'm
an
wrong.
American, I am junk food.
Tell me I'm wrong. You can't.
Wrong.
French people during an international war. It's like fucking Hello Kitty. French person during a civil war. It's like the Expendables.
And now we have 6 viewers listening to our random conversation of cannibalism. I wonder what part they tuned in at.
Yeah, you wouldn't have known the context. It would have been like, huh? What the hell is going on?
They just tune at me.
Oh,
I
very
take
much
comfort in
intentional.
knowing I'm junk food.
Oh,
Yeah, it's that stream
Hell
that's
is-
doing that fairy tale visual novel. I like this. So, hey guys, you want to talk about cannibalism?
Hey, to be fair, there's cannibalism and fairy tales.
very true.
It isn't.
That's the thing.
Probably some of them.
I need to find somewhere it has that messed up stuff. I got like a couple on my shelf somewhere. Alright, let's get started. Hopefully you don't have a mouthful of pizza, Dylan, when your part comes up.
I now understand what was being said earlier. Thank you, Dallin, for the fill-in.
You're welcome.
Alright. I do not know why the first person that popped into my head was Rumpel.
Ah, crap.
Just because he puts a smile on ladies' faces with his flirting does not mean he can help me do a good deed. And yet here I am. I find Rumpel on break, surrounded by a few giggling ladies. His hands make drastic sweeping gestures as he showers them with compliments.
Here we fucking go. Alright, hold on. And you, my sweet, are like sunshine peeking through the clouds on a dark day. You litter the ground with so much golden light and make every flower reach out towards your warmth. He is so full of shit.
He's secretly a poet. Alright. On second thought, maybe I should reconsider.
Princess.
Rumpel notices me, however, and immediately waves me over. Should we turn and walk away or walk toward him?
Turn and walk away.
I mean, turning and walk away is probably going to break his heart. So,
Turning and walking
But I
away
mean,
is the
it's like,
logical
wasn't the
option.
last option that we did last time, like to, what is it, hit him or something? I forgot what it was.
We
But
threw
it
a
was still
tray at him.
correct.
We threw a tray at him.
Yeah, and wasn't that correct?
You know,
Well,
Good
it's
point.
like you're
I think it
feisty,
actually
but
was.
this is just giving
But
him a cold
also-
shoulder.
you'll have to agree with Charles. Run, he a pedo.
Yeah,
Agreed?
Charles.
True.
Hi, Charles.
Let's just listen to Charles.
we
Charles.
really...
Oh my god!
You're such a
Charles.
terrible man. I think you are him now.
Dylan, did you see what
Also-
Charles just said?
Now that you said that,
Nope.
I need to
At
go.
least his voice actor sounds like one.
Like, ooh, ooh.
Oh no.
You gonna take that
You
from
are
him, Biden?
Oh, is that what we're doing, Charles? You are awfully brave. Are you starting to get a little bit of an attitude again? Am I going to have to deal with you again, Charles? Are we
Well,
really doing this again?
You have to
when you
flirt.
say it like that,
Yeah.
Dylan.
You have to flirt him into the ground. Alright, what do you think, Abby? Which one should we take?
Anyone other than us idiots.
Wait, is the majority saying turn and walk away?
I think so.
Absolutely.
So
I mean,
far,
like-
yes.
I mean,
It's,
like,
yeah, no,
leave
it's Porta.
him more. Leave him wanting more. Make him chase after you.
Alright, let's see.
Alright, that is
If he's
5
into
to
that.
walking away.
You're not gonna lie, he seems like a bit of a masochist, so I think he likes it.
Probably. Alright.
He might be.
I just remembered that I have something to do. I turn around to start walking away, but I am immediately stopped when I feel Rumpel's hand on my shoulder.
Ah, damn it.
Ooh.
I slap his hand away.
Yes.
Fierce is all it. Oh, that's you.
Oh,
Fierce as
Oh.
always. You remind me of a rose with thorns, princess.
oh.
He leans closer and
It's
winks at
it's
me.
a shame we stabbed him.
I hate him.
Sorry, Haku.
Thorns are what make the rose so alluring.
Do we get a crystal yet? Are you always so persistent, or do you actually want me to slap you again?
Your slapping me is but a small blockade in the road. I will never give up on you, princess. I give it 5 minutes
Does
Wow,
he-
you're being nice.
just to get to the bad ending.
Oh,
Yes, he does.
we'll see.
He
Okay.
does.
I don't even remember what his bad ending is. Alright,
We stab him too.
does he enjoy it when I purposely try to ignore him?
The most brilliantly sparkling gems are buried deep within the ground and take much effort to unearth.
What?
Princess, you are like one of those gems.
No, I am not like a
Oh,
gem.
wow.
Oh, that was the right choice.
I
Huh.
told you. He's a bit of a masochist, this one.
Alan, there's something you want to tell us?
I picked the wrong character. Or the right one, not sure.
Or the right character? Who knows?
Lady A.
Rumpel, why would you deal with someone like her?
What?
Lucette is like a budding flower, and I want to do my best to help her bloom in whatever way I can. You've come to me for advice, right?
How did he know?
The look of shock on your face is adorable, and so absolutely satisfying. Seems I hit the nail right on the head.
Rumpel, she is so obviously too stubborn to admit that she needs your help. Why are these women infuriating?
They really are. Yeek!
Rumpel leans a little closer
Oh,
to
hi.
me. Yeah.
Oh, hi. Okay,
I looked up at the wrong time.
you really
Look.
did.
Look down because I was already looking up. I was looking at TV.
Alright, Rumpel leans a little
No
closer to
creepily
me,
whisper.
and suddenly he's whispering in my ear.
Let me tell you something, princess. Making a person happy just to see them smile is definitely a good deed.
Huh?
Making someone feel important is never a disservice. What do you think? I'm pretty knowledgeable, aren't I?
All he ever talks about is doting on people, flirting with them, and making them smile. Rumpel continues talking.
Which is why I will make an excellent partner.
I take a step
Bet he
back.
will.
Rumpel is now looking at me with a triumphant smile. How did you...
I am very perceptive, princess.
You overheard my conversation with Parfait?
She told me about it,
She did.
only briefly.
So you're not perceptive at all.
Princess, you cannot see it, but I am drowning in my own tears.
Cry me a river, Rumpel.
And a load of bullshit.
He just assumed I was going to be partners with him, which is very annoying. I do not even know why I was considering partnering up with Rumpel when he says the same things over and over again. And I do not think I could be around him day in and out. Delora.
Oh my, what do I spot here?
Delora appears before us, a sly smile on her face.
Slacking off, you two.
I'm on a break.
That break ended about 5 minutes ago, Rumpel. And Princess. I think there's a broom that needs attending.
Yeah, there is. I'm so very late.
Fine. There's no use complaining. I would rather get away from Rumpel. Rumpel turns to the ladies and smiles.
My lovely, I will be back later, and I promise that we will continue our conversation without any interruptions. He's full of shit! Oh, and Princess. We'll continue our conversation later as well.
Okay.
Be like, hey Broom, you ready for a bappin'?
I mean, I'll hit him too!
I walk off before Rumpel can try to shower more of his compliments onto me. Making a person happy just to see them smile. Can such a good thing really be considered a good deed? The days at the tavern go by quickly over the next week.
Princess? Princess? You've been staring off into space.
She really has.
I was just thinking. Just finishing up using Mr. Broom, and now I'm helping Annie sort some of the shelves in the back. Rumpel has taken up the serving for today. The women always enjoy him, but the men are always glaring at him.
They're jealous of Rumpel, I think.
Who?
The other men.
Anise looks over at the men that are glaring at Rumpel as he drifts between the tables.
I'm worried about Rumpel, too.
What are you talking about?
You were looking at Rumpel with a funny expression on your face.
No, I wasn't. My words are clipped and my voice is cold. Anise looks at me sadly, but I do not care. What I do is none of her business.
I think the other girls are jealous of you, too.
What? I glance around the tavern and notice that there are girls glowering at me. I am not unaccustomed to these glares, since people have always looked at me this way. During the times I left the palace, people gave me the same looks, but this feels different somehow. Why would they be jealous?
Because you're Rumpel's partner?
I am not his partner.
You're not? He's telling everyone that you are.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I never agreed to be partners with him.
I felt your longing gaze upon my back, and I have arrived, my princess. Oh, God.
Rumpel suddenly appears before the two of us, smiling brightly. Suddenly, I have the strongest
You knew what you
urge.
signed up for.
I suddenly have the strong urge to slap the smile right off his face. We are not partners.
I don't think anyone could.
But, princess, you asked for my advice. Advice I gave to you because I care. No one else cares as much about you as I. And so I proclaimed us both partners, because we are a match made in heaven. Wink. You are so overwhelmed with gratitude that you are at a loss for words.
This
I'm going to get
dude's-
slapped again, aren't I?
He's so delusional.
Probably.
If I could throw something at you, I would.
A punch packed with as much strength as your love.
I can only groan in response.
Oh, hey,
my.
I can do that voice line.
Oh my.
My.
Hello everyone, it sounds like you're having fun. How is this fun? Rumpel is never fun. All he ever does is spout nonsense. He doesn't mean any harm, princess. He's just filled to the brim with so many compliments and he needs to get them off his chest.
Yes, that's what it is.
Well, he can go
Sure.
direct them at one of his many other adoring fans. I shift my gaze to Rumpel and then furrow my eyebrows at him. Or do you only direct them at me because you enjoy how much I ignore you?
I only wanted to help, Princess. That's what partners do, right?
But we are not partners.
Just try this partnership out, Princess. I promise it will be worth your while.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained, Princess. You can always change partners.
Lady Parfait, you've broken my heart. That face is amazing.
It is. Little squiggles. You are very good at healing your broken heart by now, Rumpel. Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt. I only need to speak with Anise to make sure she doesn't need any help with a particular list. A list?
A list of herbs
For me.
Games.
Anise has been nice enough to gather herbs for me.
Lady Parfait, is this about your body?
What's wrong with your body?
Yes.
It's nothing to concern yourself with, Princess. My body's just a little frail because of the burden on it. That's right. Parfait mentioned having to bear the Castellum Lucas. The thought occurs to me as I look at her more closely. Wait, couldn't you use magic to heal yourself? Parfait shakes her head and sighs. I don't have the ability to heal. None of us do, except for one particular witch who calls herself the Witch Doctor.
Witch Doctor? I don't get it.
Is something wrong? Rumpel shakes his head and gives her a wistful smile.
The name just sounds familiar.
It's likely you heard about her from someone else before. Humans do know of her existence after all. A witch? She's not a fairy? For some reason I thought fairies would be more likely to heal people, not witches. She's indeed a witch. That is what they say. Though I have never met her myself. She's the only one who can heal illnesses with magic. She does not associate with other witches though and keeps to herself. Nobody has known where to find her for a very long time.
Suffice it to say, we could never seek out help from her even if we wanted to?
Parfait shakes her head. No, unfortunately not. Rumpel looks grim, but Parfait quickly dissipates the gloomy atmosphere with a clap of her hands. If Delora was here, she would say, "Alright, story time is over."
That was all very interesting.
Interesting, but it doesn't really help anyone. Your body's the way that it is because of the Great War, then? Like I told you before, the Great War has made my body a lot weaker. This is something that cannot be healed, and I don't have an heir, so... Parfait looks about ready to say... Parfait looks ready about to say something, but goes silent. She has a sad look on her face, and I don't understand why. Anise immediately straightens up.
Thank God.
I think I'll be okay, Lady Parfait. I was actually gonna go on an errand run in a few minutes.
Do you need any help? I would be more than happy to escort a lovely lady like yourself around town.
Anise pulls a list out from a bag nearby and holds it out. There are only a few items on the list as far as I can see.
Don't worry about it, Rumpel. It's not that much at all.
Rumpel stares at the list, his expression suddenly smooths to something more serious.
I have.
Anise hands him the list, and slowly he takes a pen out from his pocket. I stare as he looks over the list quietly, and then scribbles some things down on the bottom. Afterwards, he hands it over to Anise.
I've added some things that might be helpful. The herbs on that list are for joint pains, and you might want something a little more general.
How does he know all that? Everyone is staring at Rumpel with wide eyes. Even Parfait looks impressed. You used herbs before, Rumpel?
Don't remember, but for some reason names came to the top of my head as I was looking at that list.
Thank you.
It is always my pleasure to help a lovely lady. Now, Anise, please let me accompany you to town. I would love to help with whatever I can, and more names might come to me.
nice. Thank you, Rumpel.
Go.
Rumpel turns to me, a mischievous smile on his face. Whenever he looks at me like that, I know he's going to suggest something ridiculous.
Princess Lucette should accompany us for the experience.
I do not need experience.
How are you going to shower people with compliments if you know nothing about them? Being out in town will be good for you. And no one has ever said that to you before.
Rumpel has a point. The more you expand your world, the more willing you are to learn more about people. I do not need to be lectured. Oh, Princess, it wasn't meant to be a lecture. I'm just letting you know that experiences are valuable.
Come on, Princess. Let us escort the lovely Anise around town.
What about your work? Rumpel puts a finger to his lips and grins.
Hello.
No one seems to have thought of that, so it will be our little secret.
I slap his hand away, but he just grins at me jovially. How did I get dragged into this?
Because you're a sucker?
Please, don't stay out too long.
We will.
I make my way into town with Rumpel and Anise. The majority of the conversations we have are one-sided, with Rumpel giving us both the usual compliments. He never seems to tire of it. Rumpel helps Anise pick certain herbs and a few other medications, and accepts all of the compliments she gives him with a triumphant smile. I know Anise knows about herbs because she's helped me before, but how does Rumpel know so much about them? This must be a part of the past he doesn't remember. Anise enters a store by herself at one point, leaving me alone with Rumpel.
I'm a
No.
serious man, aren't I?
I turn to look at him and notice the easy smile adorning his face.
A man with amnesia is full of secrets, after all. I bet you're even more curious about me. Women always love mysterious men.
I do not particularly care.
But, Princess, if my curse is amnesia, then shouldn't you care somehow? As partners, we're going to help each other out, right?
I do not see how I can help you with your amnesia.
Maybe this is a spell that is only broken by true love's kiss. Shall we see?
He leans towards me with a playful smile on his face, and I am accustomed to this behavior by now. So this does not faze me, and I merely sigh at his nonsense. You already said yourself that you need to gather entries from some kind of journal.
Rumpel.
Rest in peace.
Okay, sorry. Princess, you're no fun. A little kiss wouldn't hurt anyone. Now I'm rhyming.
I would die before
know.
I kiss you.
I don't know. Hurt me.
Well, then you've got nothing to lose. Princess, that's so sad.
You got nothing to lose. He says that, but he is still smiling. Why is he so unfazed by everything I say to him? You only ever have terrible suggestions. It was a mistake to trust you might have good advice.
But a great idea.
You haven't helped with my curse at all.
I have been trying, though.
You have even told me how to get a good deed.
I told you before, Princess, compliments make a person happy, and making a person happy is a good deed.
So you flirting with women and using shallow compliments on them is a good deed?
On the surface, the compliments may seem shallow, but if you swim a little deeper...
Complimenting people cannot be a good deed.
But making them happy is. All you have to do is listen to people, sympathize with them, maybe get to know them, and you can make them happy by doing even small things for them. Women enjoy the compliments, Princess. Besides, how could I see such beauties and not compliment them? It would be a disservice.
You give compliments to people you do not even care about.
Princess...
Rumpel's voice trails off as he stares past me. His smile falters for a few moments, and the look of confusion ripples his features. I turn to follow his gaze and see a small boy staring at us. He's shyly hiding behind some kind of notebook. There's that seriousness again. It was the same thing that happened when he added something to the list for parfait. Then suddenly, the expression changes in the Rumpel's usual bright smile.
Child, where are your eyes? Do you need help?
No, screw you, old man.
Hello there. Would you like to come and speak with us, young sir?
You don't remember me, sir?
Oh, that's an adorable little boy voice.
Well, that voice is great. Oh, do I know you?
Yeah, I used to come to your clinic. You saved me before.
The boy draws closer to us, still hiding shyly behind his notebook.
I'm sorry, little sir. I'm afraid that my memories are a bit scrambled right now. I can't even remember my own name.
Really?
Where is Anise? Why is she taking so long? Last thing I want to hear is a conversation between Rumpel and some child. Is he going to shower the boy with compliments too?
Do I look like I want to go to jail? It is a shame that I can't remember a boy as bright as yourself.
And
Later that
there it
moment.
is.
Can't you ask this boy his name? I'm not that bright, sir. Not as bright as you, but I want to be.
Just don't be a big flirt. He holds up his notebook, which has small names scribbled in the corner. The words, "My dreams," are written on the front cover in cursive letters.
What's this?
I want to be just like you when I grow up. So I started a book of dreams, just like my mom told me to. She said I could become a doctor too, as long as I tried my best.
Alright, is it just me, or does the small boy sound Mexican?
It's
Yeah, why
just
not?
you.
A doctor.
Well, screw you, old man. You forgot you were a doctor?
Rumpel? A doctor?
No, no.
This is why I cackled when I was like, it's like John with long hair. Right. The boy continues to hold out the book, and finally, Rumpel takes it and flips it open to the front page. Rumpel is holding the book close to his face, so I cannot see it. I rise to the tips of my toes and attempt to look over his shoulder. At first, Rumpel does not notice me as he stares at the page. Then, belatedly, he realizes I am there and lowers the book so that I can read too. I lean so close to him our shoulders brush. My eyes scan over the page quickly. The handwriting is crude. Barely readable, actually, but I can still make out the gist of it. Rumpel slowly reads the words aloud.
When I'm older, I want to be exactly like the kind doctor that saved me when I had no one else to go to.
The boy's face flushes as Rumpel reads his words aloud before his curious gaze lands on me.
Oh, gee williker, old man. But I don't remember you.
I look at the boy, irritated.
What? Are you the doctor's wife?
Yes.
Rumpel suddenly looks up, eyes wide. He looks down at the boy, then at me, his face suddenly solemn. I'm surprised by the words that leave his mouth next.
Yes, she is. What's he getting at?
He takes my hand in his and looks down at me, an almost sad look on his face. What is wrong with him? Pull my hand away or slap him?
I don't know if he would like violence in front of a child.
I feel like pull away would be a good idea because I legit do not remember the choices for his route at all.
Charles, I would not call that suave.
Pull my hand away.
He said that ages ago.
Yeah. Okay. 2 for
Oh,
pulling.
did he? I
He
have
did.
been multitasking.
Yeah, I feel like pull is better.
There's a child involved. You can't slap somebody in front of a child.
Sometimes you gotta
Not
know
with
when
that
to
attitude.
allow.
I mean, you can if they're being really wrong, just to show the kid, hey, don't be like this person.
Hey, don't be like Dick Cheese over here.
Alright, so we got 3 for pull away. I'm gonna give the audience a few seconds because I know it's like a minute delay or something.
Like 15 seconds.
It's like 15? Okay, I wasn't sure because there was one stream I was watching where it was like,
Please
it
don't
says
snap my
fight. So I'm gonna take that as a slap. I don't know if that's gonna work very well.
No. Just pull your hand away.
Alright.
Charles says fight.
We got like 4
just-
pull hand away, so we'll do that.
I just wanted to go on record that stream viewer Wagenbach is a bitch.
Did you have to speak the obvious?
He has such a strange look on his face. Slowly, I try to pull my hand away, but Rumpel holds tightly to it. Sadness in his eyes becomes intense anxiety, and I see something like fear dancing in his eyes.
I really think it was my fault.
What?
Sir?
Rumpel squeezes my hand a little too tightly. He looks at me desperately.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Let me go! Finally, I manage to pry my hand free. Rumpel looks at me for a few minutes, almost bewildered, and then his eyes suddenly widen. He looks back at the journal, then at me.
I think I blanked out. I'm sorry, Princess.
All at once, the sheepish smile breaks into something cheerful again. Is he still smiling at me, even though I was so curt with him? Rumpel's so confusing.
Welcome to my world.
The boy looks bewildered.
Don't worry about that, little sir. This one here is a feisty thing. I deserved whatever she just did.
Oh, so she wears the pants in your family. Okay.
You wanna die, child?
She's not your wife? Is she a feisty girlfriend?
Rumpel looks a little surprised, and then he laughs.
Unfortunately, no. The beautiful lady here is not my wife. Yet.
Oh, well, you dodged a bullet, sir. Out.
I give it 2 weeks.
That kid knows way too much.
Joke's
Rumpel
on you,
absolutely.
I'm into this shit.
Oh my god. Rumpel absolutely rubs at the back of his neck as he looks up at the sky.
I'm not entirely sure of what just happened, but it seems like I recovered something very important today. Or the beginnings of something important.
So were we wrong?
Something important? Is he talking about a memory? He hands the book back to the boy, then leans down and sets a hand on the boy's head. Bells chime behind us as a niece comes out of the store, carrying a bag filled with what I assume are herbs and medicines. The boy once again cowers behind his book.
Oh, who's this?
The wonderful little sir that helped me regain a very important memory.
An important memory?
Rumpel stands, looking triumphant.
I, my good lady, am a doctor.
Oh, really?
Truly.
Rumpel turns back to the boy, who he asks a few more questions. He even asks the boy his name, but much to my surprise, the boy shakes his head.
I'm sure you told me your name, but I don't remember it.
Typical children.
It is like my curse. No one remembers me being a princess, and no one remembers Rumpel's true name. Rumpel thanks the boy again many times over, and then buys him a few pieces of candy. The boy's eyes are practically glowing with excitement, and he does not stop smiling. After we see him off and start to head back to the tavern, I begin to contemplate. I am curious about something.
I already said it. Oh?
I cut you open.
Mm.
She said that you need to fill your journal with memories in order to get them back, but the journal you just read wasn't yours.
It appears not. It seems that the 3 entries that trigger my memories just need to be written by people I know. Reading them triggers a memory, and then the full entry probably appears in my journal. I ought to check it when I get back.
I see.
But even without looking into the entry, a memory came to your mind?
Rumpel gives a short, distracted nod.
It's not complete, so I'm hoping that something really has appeared in my journal. It feels like it must, considering I remembered something so important.
Do you remember anything else at all?
As it happens, yes I do. Tomorrow, Lisette will wear sexy clothes. It will be awesome! Any Bravely Default fans in here? Anyway, the young man that we just met, I believe that he used to come watch me work before. I knew him. He used to look up to me. He was a sweet child. The memory is foggy, but yes, I believe something did happen to him. He became ill. The details of how I saved him must be in the journal.
Even though it does not pertain to my curse, I'm curious to what his journal might say.
I can't remember fully, but the memory feels sad somehow.
He turns to me, eyebrows knit together. It is strange to see him with such a serious expression on his face.
I really am sorry about earlier, Princess. I think I was on the verge of a memory, but then it got tangled up in my head.
I'm surprised by his sudden change in topic. I shake my head slowly. He is quiet for a few moments, before suddenly his smile comes back and he laughs jovially, telling us that there is no point in worrying.
I could have done that.
At the town's outskirts, I turn, feeling eyes on my back, but no one is there.
I believe those eyes belong to a karma.
Perhaps. We give Parfait the medicines we purchased in town as soon as we arrive back at the merchant. Then, Rumpel proudly announces that he is a doctor to anyone that will listen to him.
I'm a doctor. Damn it, man. I'm a doctor.
Hello, ladies. I'm a doctor.
Everyone seems happy
Does
for
anyone
him.
hear a doctor?
I am. Save for the merchant patrons that find Rumpel annoying, who are mostly men. Afterwards, Rumpel asks Denise if he might be able to take over the medications for Parfait, but only because Denise is busier than him. Rumpel hasn't been at the merchant very long, and yet he's already found something to help break his curse. And then there's me. I do not think anyone will be able to help me. At the end of the night, when I finally have time to myself, I return to my room to rest. Next day, I'm sent right back to my chores. Rumpel is nowhere to be seen in the morning, and Anise says it's because he's tending to Parfait. He appears later in the afternoon, still full of smiles and silly flattery as he goes back to serving. How does he have so much energy? At the end of the day, I plopped... Okay. At the end of the day, I plop down on the side to rest. My legs are weak from all the walking I've done today, and I can still feel the tiredness in my arms from all the sweeping with Mr. Broom.
Princess?
I notice Lydia standing behind the doorway, smiling at me uncertainly.
Thank you for your work today.
Why is she thanking me for work I obviously do not want to do? It's not as if I've been asked to do any of this.
But you still help?
Denise nervously shifts on their feet.
So I just wanted to say thanks.
I do not make any effort to continue speaking with her, and Denise gives a nervous little nod before heading back toward her room. Not long after her departure, I hear an exuberant and familiar voice.
I should count my lucky stars, for they are giving me a rare opportunity to meet with the lovely princess this late at night.
I should have gone to my room.
Yes, you should have. Now you have to listen to me talk.
Rumpel stops before me, winking.
The moonlight on your face makes your beautiful eyes sparkle like the most precious gold, princess.
I am not in the mood for your flattery.
Too bad you're getting it anyway. But princess, flattery is just a compilation of compliments. Everyone loves compliments.
Boy, can you read the room? I do not care for your compliments.
Or Lady Anise's thanks either.
He heard that.
You're damn right I did. You should learn to let people spoil you.
I stare at him. This is the last thing I have ever expected anyone to say. My whole life I have been called spoiled and rotten, the Ice Princess. Even Delore and Parfait want me to do these good deeds because they think I am incapable of goodness. I clench my fists and continue to stare at him, not understanding the swell of emotion inside of me. Why is he being so nice to me?
Your first lesson is learning how to let people spoil you.
He draws back his hand, reaches into his pocket, and presents me with a small yellow bag. What's this?
A small yellow bag. For you, my sweet princess.
Do we accept or do we not accept?
Okay, so we were wrong on the last decision.
Were
We
we?
should have slapped him. So it seems that
Yeah.
like rejecting him seems like the constant theme here.
Yeah, I didn't notice.
I
the
would say
pistol
don't
anymore.
accept. But yeah,
Oh.
we were totally wrong. We should have slapped the crap out of him last time.
Yeah.
That's
There
unfortunate.
was no little gem thing, so I'm saying don't accept.
Yeah, we
Like,
have only
Heck no.
one more wrong answer before we get bad ending. Yeah, I feel like we should don't accept because he's trying to teach her to like allow compliments and be spoiled. So if she accepts it,
Mhm,
that's
and
like
then
her
he'd be
learning
like,
it.
Oh
But
my gosh, you rejected me. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, princess.
like he'll give us a little extra if we don't accept. So I'm thinking it's probably that one. Anyone else?
Yeah,
got
sounds
other
good to me.
things?
Let's go for it.
I hate that I agree, but I have to agree. I'm sorry, Rumpel.
Let's do
I'm
it.
sorry, buddy.
Alright. Don't accept the gift.
Let's not do it.
I cannot accept your gift.
There we go.
But princess, my advice.
You have no reason to spoil me.
Princess, this is what I've been trying to explain to you all day. You don't need a reason to spoil someone. It doesn't always have to be about paying someone back.
Rumpel smiles, a little sheepishly, but then he places the bag in my hand and curls my fingers around it.
You deserve nice things, princess.
You barely know me, and yet you still say that.
Barely know you. We may not have known each other personally, but that doesn't mean I don't know enough about you.
Ooh, that was the
Hey.
right one.
God
We're
damn it.
right.
I am giving you this gift because I truly want you to have it. Besides, this is both a thank you and an apology gift. A thank you for accepting me as your partner, and an apology for my behavior yesterday. I don't remember what I did, but both you and the boy seemed frightened.
What's in it? I look down at the little bag. I open it up, and inside is a little white chocolate piece fashioned into the shape of a flower. A lily.
It's not much, but you absolutely must accept it, princess. Otherwise, my guilt would drown me in dark shadows of sorrow for the rest of time.
Lilies are my favorite flower.
This is a hell of a guilt trip, isn't it? They say you give a white lily to someone you enjoy spending time with. Oh, and in floral language, they also stand for purity and majesty.
He winks at me.
Perfect for you, princess.
Why?
Why what?
Why would you give this to me? No matter what you say about doing nice things for people, I don't see how that applies to me. And why would you thank me for being your partner? I do not even want to be your partner at first.
But you do now.
I'm
Gotcha.
I am unable to withhold my surprise. Rumpel raises an eyebrow and sighs.
Princess, you do not trust compliments, do you?
Mother always told me that people were two-sided, that they'd say anything to make you believe that they were your friend. No.
Never fear, my sweet princess. I'll make sure I compliment you until you learn to accept them.
But
Yeah.
No buts? I derive my happiness from making ladies like yourself happy. I literally have nothing better to do. The compliments may seem strange to you, but don't worry, you'll see it in time.
see what?
The connections between people. You assume I'm just a flirt, but I get to know an awful lot about people. It's the reason I can guess so much about you.
How could Rumpel possibly know about me?
So, what do you think? Are you more attracted to me now because of my mysterious aura or my doctorly sophistication?
He leans closer to me, his eyes sparkling.
I could be your own personal doctor.
I will slap you if you touch me again.
I would deserve it.
Rumpel pulls back and raises both of his hands in surrender, but the smile does not leave his face. You really are hopeless, aren't you?
Do you think so? I thought the events from today might have proven otherwise. Oh, speaking of which, I read over my journal earlier.
His expression became oddly solemn.
Shall I enlighten you?
Oh, why would you tell me all of this?
Oh, you're not interested. I thought you might be since I was your partner.
If I don't listen, you'd still tell me regardless, so feel free to share. Rumpel sighs as he flips the journal open.
Unfortunately, it was not much. The memory began coming together again as I was reading, but a lot of it still doesn't make sense.
I glanced out the entry he has stopped at.
Look at the bottom of the page, Princess.
I follow his gaze to the bottom of the page and pause, noticing a conspicuous gap.
There's no signature, and I always sign the end of every entry I write. I wonder if that might be the final piece of the puzzle.
A final piece of your curse?
If my name refuses to show up in the book, it may very well be the final memory I need to regain.
I believe that the signature will be what gives you your true name then.
I have a feeling that might be the case. It was the first thing I noticed when the entry appeared. That would explain why the boy in town didn't know my name either. And there's something else.
Something else that is missing?
The journal entry is cryptic at best, vague, almost like an incomplete puzzle piece.
I stare at him, not understanding. Slowly Rumpel begins to explain.
It says here that the boy's family rushed him to my clinic. He had a terminal illness that I could not cure. He was at death's door, and I couldn't save him.
But he's still alive, isn't he? He even said you saved him.
Yes. There is a resolution in the journal, but it is not very helpful.
I glanced down at the journal entry as Rumpel continues to speak.
I refused to give up. I knew that there had to be a way to save the boy, and never give up on my patients. In the journal entry, I described someone who came to help me save the boy.
He lifts the book and points to the words, read them out loud.
I met her for the first time tonight. She told me she had some way to help the boy, so we struck a deal. I hope I do not come to regret this.
He snaps the journal shut, startling me. He sighs as he runs a hand through his hair.
And that's it. Someone helped me somehow, and I made a deal. I'm assuming this is related to my curse, but I can't say how.
Why did you write so vaguely?
I wish I could ask myself, past self that same question.
So in the end, you're still not sure when you were cursed. Rumpel pauses, then shakes his head.
I believe it started here. Not the curse, but the events that led to it. There's a reason this is the first memory to be triggered. It's important.
For a few moments, the two of us are quiet. Rumpel's curse is a mystery, not because he is hiding it like Karma is, but because he does not understand it himself. After a few moments, Rumpel begins to laugh, breaking the silence. I look at him, startled. What's so funny?
Oh, it's not funny. It's just... This is all very mysterious, isn't it? And my mysterious past makes me more alluring, doesn't it?
Only Rumpel could take such a serious moment and change it into this.
Well, what do you think, Princess? Are you drawn into the mystery of it?
I have no choice. You tell me even if I didn't want to know.
Oh, but you do. I can see the curiosity in your lovely golden eyes. Also, the broom said I was right. And I could see it earlier today, too. Thank you for accompanying me to town. I believe that I only met the boy because you were there to guide my way.
We were looking for medical supplies. That boar appeared through mere coincidence.
No, it was more than coincidence. It was destiny.
Fine, whatever you say. Listening to him is exhausting. It makes me realize how tired I am. All of these revelations are making my head spin. I'm going to bed now. I am too tired for this.
It has indeed been a busy day. We will continue this enlightening discussion some other time.
Perhaps. I turn to walk away with a little chocolate in my hands. As I walk back towards the darkness of the hallway, Rumpel's soft voice echoes behind me.
Sweet dreams, my princess. Huh, soft voice. I kinda got that right.
A compliment value. Oh, so much yawning. Oh, this part makes me sad. Right, Abby? I think it's you.
You waited, but the children didn't come, did they?
They promised they'd be back today. We even crossed pinkies.
They're futile. Dearest heart.
But
I've told you before, and I'll tell you again. People are selfish creatures. They will always put their own well-being before others. No one does anything selflessly. Put your trust in someone is weakness, Lucette. Even those that make promises will only keep them if it benefits them. And you, my sweet, were obviously not beneficial to those children.
so they don't like playing with me?
No, they did not. Come here, darling. You do not need those other children. The two of us can play together, as we always do.
I can always trust you, Mother.
Of course, my love.
My head feels foggy. Maybe it was because it took me forever to fall asleep yesterday. And to make things worse, I ended up having that dream. Mother, you're the only one I can trust, right? I slowly slide out of my bed and make my way over to my dresser. The little bag is still there where I left it last night. I open it up and let the little white chocolate lily fall into my hand. Is he really trying to help me? I remember his face yesterday and his bright smile as he presented this to me. I slowly run my fingers across the delicate white petals. He couldn't have known lilies were my favorite flower. There's no reason to be sentimental about something like this. It's just silly. I'm about to put the flower back in the bag when I stop, eyeing it once more. Slowly, I bring it to my lips and bite off a small petal. It is actually pretty good. I stuff the little flower back into the bag and make my way downstairs. The merchant is not busy this early in the morning, but everyone is starting on their chores. At least I assume as much when I see a niece in Waltz, who is helping her stack things. And I hear rising voices and I realize that not all is calm.
At least I don't have to pretend to be something I'm not. Here we go.
Oh boy. You say you're pretending when you go around flirting with all the female patrons day in and day out. You cannot seriously mean all of the drivel you spout.
Karma and Rumpel stand on opposite sides of the table, staring each other down. A teacup filled with what looks like to be cool tea sits close to Karma, abandoned.
Flirting with a lady is not a crime.
Not flirting with me is a crime.
One day your flirting is going to get you into even more trouble than it already has.
I've never had a lady said I mistreated her. Not once.
No. I'm sure many could do attest to being more than slightly annoyed.
Yeah, the fake ones. You're only jealous that I can speak to ladies without a disguise, aren't you?
Karma slaps his hand down on the table, shaking it. The tavern grows quiet. Waltz looks over, his eyebrows furrowed with worry.
If you so much as make one more comment about my curse,
then stop making comments about how I speak.
The two continue to glare at each other. It almost looks as if Karma might circle the table and slap him, but the fight freezes as Durian strides up to the two men. It's too early for the two of you to be already at each other's throats.
But he started it.
All I did was make a comment. He was the one that picked a fight.
There you go again, twisting words.
Durian stumps on the ground. The two men once again turn to look at her. It's my job to break up unnecessary fights, and I will do it. If you two must continue fighting, go do it somewhere else, like the forest where you can't disturb anyone. Both men turn away from each other, obviously agitated. Rumpel's expression is cloudy as he makes his way over to the bar to begin helping set the tables. Durian notices me watching. She waves at me with a terse smile on her face. Sorry you had to wake up to that, princess. I shrug as I make my way over to Mr. Broom.
Good morning, buddy.
It's like waking up to two children arguing.
I know, right?
Agreed, wholeheartedly. Durian sighs before looking at me thoughtfully. Maybe you could have a word with Rumpel later. I have no idea how their argument even started, but maybe you could get to the bottom of it.
I could just slap their shit.
I am not a babysitter.
I'll do it.
But I heard the two of you were partners? Anyway, hopefully this doesn't happen again.
No, who are you kidding?
Good luck with your work today, princess. Durian walks off.
I like her.
Durian walks off. Vigilant as always. I notice Garland looking at her from the bar, a slight frown on his face. I start working around the tavern, starting first with the cleaning and then with the stacking. Laura makes snide remarks about my slowness as I work, and I try my best to ignore her while occasionally throwing her insults back at her. It's as if she has nothing better to do. The door to the tavern opens, and Parfait steps inside with a bright smile. She looks more energetic than usual. I wonder if it's because of Rumpel's medicine suggestions. Later, I manage to catch Rumpel when the two of us are both on break. He looks pleased to see me until I mention Karma. Why were the two of you fighting earlier?
What a sad day it is that the princess talks about another man to my face.
Just answer me.
I was getting ready for the events of today as always, speaking to the lovely women who filter in and out of this place. When the beast appeared behind me.
Even his insults are dramatic.
Actually accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Your flirting is distracting me, he proclaimed.
Well, your flirting is annoying.
But all I'm doing is complimenting women. I'm not impeding anyone's work. I thought the only reason he was calling me out on such a thing was because he was actually jealous. You should have seen his scowl.
And here we go.
So I politely told him to mind his business, but he was relentless, and when he continued to insult my demeanor, well, I had to say something back. But I wasn't the one to start the fight.
I swear, they really both do sound like children. No doubt Karma would be blaming Rumpel.
I would.
Princess, you don't really think I'm so confrontational, do you?
I think Karma is far more confrontational than Rumpel, but it does not help that Rumpel always snaps back at him. The two of you are both at fault.
But, Princess...
In the end, you were still having a childish argument. I think that Rumpel might try to protest again, and I'm surprised when he shrugs his shoulders and sighs.
Yes, it was childish, because that man is a child.
I rolled my eyes.
Your irritated scowl chills my heart, Princess. I feel a tinge of excitement.
I am leaving now. There's really no point in having this conversation. It is a problem between Karma and Rumpel. They aren't children. They can figure this out on their own.
Oh, Princess of my heart, why must you depart so early?
I ignore Rumpel and leave him standing where he is as I return to my shift a little early. Honestly, I would much rather focus on work than Rumpel. He can be just as tiring, if not more. But after what happened last night, I do not think he is as terrible as I thought. The day goes on, and Rumpel and I speak only briefly during our breaks. Every day I eat another piece of the lily, until only one is remaining. One afternoon, just before my break, Rumpel approaches me with a mischievous smile on his face.
My lovely princess, how are you today?
What do you want?
Your cold shoulder is enticing.
I have one more table to stir. Do not bother me.
But princess, I've decided I know exactly how to teach you to be good.
All of your other lessons have been useless so far.
Please just trust me.
To put my trust in someone is weakness.
I'm going to teach you how to flirt. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, yes!
Here we
The
go.
first step to flirting is eye contact, princess.
Wait, but why are you... Rumpel points at my customer, a young man sitting right beside the window.
The second part is to smile. Smile, princess, because I'm sure you look even more stunning when you do. Then start a conversation with him. Body language is important. There are certain signals that key men into the fact that a woman is interested in them. I think playing with your hair is one. A gentle tap on the shoulder is another.
I should have expected Rumpel to
Get better.
spell...
And then it did.
Yeah. I should have expected Rumpel to spell this sort of nonsense.
Princess, the customer's been waiting for a while now. Is something wrong?
I noticed the customer looking at me expectantly. He's just some man, a usual customer that I actually see often.
Oh, and princess, don't forget the compliments. Make them as delicate and illustrative as you can.
I move away from Rumpel before he can muddle my thoughts any further. Already, my feet feel like lead. I find myself staring at the man for far too long. The way he stares back at me, his expression so unreadable, slowly makes me feel more uncomfortable. Do I really have to do what Rumpel says? I stop in front of the man and set down his tray, my eye still on his. I do not even have to follow Rumpel's advice, but for some reason my lips quirk. The smell on my lips, though, lasts all of a half second. Who wants to be the customer?
Are you okay?
Do we attempt to flirt or no? I say we should.
Yes.
Do it! Do it! It'll be funny!
No idea.
Attempt.
It
Okay.
would be funny.
I don't care if this is the right or wrong answer.
It doesn't matter. Even if we get the bad ending, we're just gonna replay it with the right answers anyway.
Yeah,
Do it.
Sure.
Alright, what do you think, Abby?
It'll be funny.
Flirt!
Alright, we're gonna flirt!
Do it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, here we go. How bad is this gonna be?
I can
This is
feel
gonna be amazing.
I can
Almost
feel
as bad as your roboting Haku.
almost.
You are kind of roboting, buddy.
It's getting there.
I can feel Rumpel smelling at my back. If this were anyone else but him, I would think it was some kind of prank. But considering this is the way Rumpel acts all the time, maybe he's really trying to help me. I try to recall how he flirted with his customers before. I could not help but notice you were alone, sir.
I'm always alone.
My heart is thumping far too loudly in my chest. What kind of things does Rumpel usually say?
Madam, you are the most beautiful thief I have ever met, for it is you who has stolen my heart and my gaze. Your eyes are more captivating than the stars, my sweet. If I could, I would stare into them forever and lose myself in their majesty. You remind me of a rose with thorns, but the thorns are what make the rose so alluring. By the way, Lucette, you're going to screw this up.
Just
And it's
watch him
going to
muddle
be
them all.
hilarious.
It is. All he does is spout complimentary gibberish. I will try to do the same.
Oh my god.
How is it
Yes.
that you would always be alone when you have such lovely eyes? The customer.
What eyes?
I unfortunately don't have eyes. So
I gotta give her some credit. That wasn't terrible. She tried.
Yeah. The
Like I'd be okay with that.
I
I'd be
wonder
like,
if it
"Oh,
was the writer's joke to have her say that when literally, like, just to stay in time. Why?
If it wasn't, I'm going to be disappointed.
The customer stares at me, baffled. I force myself to continue. Your eyes remind me of leaves in the fall as they flutter beneath the bright gaze of the sun, and... I stop.
When was the last time you looked at me?
The words.
Ma'am, is this an insult? Can't you see I have no eyes?
The words, nothing more than a shallow lie, make me feel strangely hollow.
Oh my god.
The man's just staring at me, but he looks uncomfortable. Still, I do not think he's anywhere near as uncomfortable as I am.
Ma'am?
Perhaps,
I have no eyes.
perhaps you would... My voice trails off. I bite my lips so hard I can taste something metallic. The man's expression is a mixture of awe and perplexity. I immediately turn away from him and walk off. My face is hot and I can feel anger boiling deep down inside of me.
oh no." Ah, princess.
Hey, it was correct.
Why wasn't that correct?
Because you're trying to do
Because they
something.
wanted you to experience that.
Yeah,
That's the only reason.
leave me alone.
Princess, we're not done.
I do not care. I ignore everyone's gazes as I make my way as quickly as I possibly can to the stairs and to my room. There, I collapse in my bed and lay there with my arms outstretched. Why would I have ever thought of taking Rumpel's advice? Hours go by and eventually I realize it's time to help Anise with the night chores. Now I'm helping with her restock some of the bottles with Waltz and Karma brought back from town. I hope Anise does not mention what happened earlier today. I slip out of bed and head down to the main area of the tavern. The room is mostly quiet by the time I go downstairs. Parfait and Delora are talking to each other at the table. Karma passes by as I walk upstairs. He looks exhausted and oddly frustrated. I make my way closer to Anise, who's already putting bottles on the shelves.
Oh, Princess, are you okay now?
I am fine. Now, what did you need me to do? Anise explains how restocking works. She shows me the labels on the shelves and explains that the empty spots are where the new bottles go. This is not a hard job, and one I can easily do without thinking too hard. For a while, the only sounds that can be heard in the margin are the bottles clinking against each other. Underneath, there is a murmuring between Parfait and Delora. I have no idea what they're talking about, but they look serious, so it must be something important.
Princess, can I ask what life was like at the palace?
Right. She cannot remember working at the palace before.
I don't mean to pry. I was just trying to make conversation.
I would rather not.
Oh, okay.
Eventually, Parfait and Delora stand from their seats and move to another room to continue their conversation. Anise breaks the silence again.
The tavern is nice when it's quiet like this, isn't it? You can hear the sounds outside if you open a window.
My hands move swiftly, placing bottles on shelves by label. All I want to do is get the work done and then return to my room.
It was like this at the old place that I used to work. I was hired by a rich family to be their maid. Their mansion was a beautiful place. You could hear the crickets if you were by the windows on the bottom floor.
It seems like her memory has been twisted by my curse, so she cannot remember working at the palace. All she remembers is working for a rich family.
It was a nice place, Princess. There was a girl close to my age that had a radiant smile.
Radiant smile. She must be talking about Emmeline.
The head of the mansion is a really kind man, and
She grows suddenly quiet, a look of confusion coming to her face. She pauses, then shakes her head.
I can't seem to remember everyone that was there, but I'm pretty sure they were all good people. At least, I'd like to think so. I was just a bad maid.
She was. Because of her, Delora's dress was torn.
I I was too ashamed to tell one of the mistresses that I couldn't save her doll.
Save her doll? Niece looks down, her smile wistful.
I was fired on my first day because I couldn't save one of the mistress's dolls. I was the one cleaning her shelves that day, and when I went in, I saw a crow had come in through the open window and was pecking at one of the dolls. I shooed it away, but it was too late. The doll had a little rip in its dress, and I was fired for not doing my job properly.
So it wasn't the niece who ripped Alora's dress, but a bird? Is this why Delora insisted a niece deserves an apology? What happened after you were fired?
Lady Parfait found me on the streets. I couldn't go back to my aunt's house, not after what happened. She never liked me anyway.
Anice's face clouds briefly with sorrow, but the expression is short-lived.
I can never forget the day I met Lady Parfait. I told her I would be able to help her and anyone else that got sick. I can even do all the cooking, since I've been making meals for my father since I was a young girl. I begged her to take me in, and she did. I owe Lady Parfait a lot.
Why didn't you go back to your father after you were fired?
My father passed away a while ago. My mother died giving birth to me. My father was an herbalist, and he taught me a lot while he was still with me. So before Rumpel came in, I helped Lady Parfait with her herbal remedies.
So you have no one.
That's what I thought. But now I have everyone here. The Marchant is my family now.
Family.
Princess, we're all happy to have you here too. You really help out around the Marchant, and I can tell Rumpel's happy to have you as a partner.
The memory of what happened today slowly seeps back to my mind. I cannot help the irritation bubbling up inside me.
I know he's a little overwhelming, but I'm pretty sure Rumpel's really trying to help you, just like he's helping Lady Parfait.
This is not the same thing at all. The two of us continue working until Niece makes another wistful comment.
The place I worked before this, it felt like there was warmth in the gigantic home, but it was stifled.
That place isn't warm at all. I speak the words without even meaning to. Anise looks up at me curiously. The king suddenly started speaking to me when Mother died, but it was never enough. Before he was cold and distant, and even now he favors his new wife and children over me. There were people, but they all wore fake smiles, and my father was the worst of all. I might as well have never existed to him.
Princess, I'm sorry.
For what?
You're talking about the palace, right? The king always seemed so nice.
He put his kingdom before his children. Anise fidgets nervously.
I'm sorry.
Apologies are not going to change the past.
Sometimes apologizing seems like all we can do when we can't change something that's already happened.
I think about Anise, who tried to save my doll, and the way I fired her that day. Rumpel told me once that all I had to do was listen to people to sympathize with them. Could that be so true for finding out the truth? All I can do is make up for what I did to her is... I think
Apologize.
we should... Yeah, I think we should apologize.
Apologize.
Oh, we have to.
We're gonna
Because
apologize.
There is.
That's her actually utilizing what she was taught.
Yeah.
Apologize.
I am sorry. Anise looks at me, clearly shocked. She stares for a few moments before I scowl at her. Staring is rude.
Oh, I was just... Why are you apologizing to me, princess.
Apology. It's apology now.
Is it for something that... It's for something I did that you wouldn't remember.
That I wouldn't remember? You should tell me. I promise I wouldn't hold it against you.
It is not important. Anissa's eyes are suddenly downcast, and no matter the attempt, her smile isn't as bright as it once was. I quickly finish stacking the bottles on the shelves. I am done. Anissa turns to look at me with an unusually tired expression on her face.
Thank you for listening to me, princess. And for telling me a little bit about yourself, too.
I feel like I might have said too much. I do not respond to Anissa, but instead choose to head out the front door. Anissa asks where I'm going, but I just ignore her. I think about heading to town, but then reconsider. I decide to head to the forest instead. I make my way to the forest clearing. In the dark, everything feels a lot more comfortable. Here I do not have to pretend to listen to anyone, and I do not have to talk about myself. I settle down on a rock and stare up at the sky. I apologize, but Anissa didn't even understand my apology. And even now I still cannot bring myself to trust those at the merchant. I sigh and find myself speaking aloud. Maybe I am the Ice Princess.
But you have seen the beautiful sculptures that can be made from ice, Princess?
I turn to see Rumpel walking towards me, a broad grin on his face.
That's a fair point.
Ice always sparkles in the sun. It glistens and stands so proudly where it's been sculpted.
I stare at Rumpel blankly. He sighs and shakes his head.
I'm sorry, that one was particularly bad, wasn't it?
He sits down beside me and his grin falters a little bit.
I have no white lilies to give you this time, my sweet princess. But I will offer anything else you would need for me to apologize for my advice earlier today. I can offer anything. My words, my body.
I cut Rumpel off as I am not in the mood for his usual behavior. You are always like this. All you ever do is flirt. Any meaningful thing you say is lost in the flattery you constantly give to people. It is shallow.
You're right.
What? I stare at him. Rumpel is still smiling, but it's not the same confident smile he wore earlier. Or grin.
Somewhere deep in my memories, I remember someone telling me off just like this. Many people enjoy flattery, Princess, and a lot of people are receptive to flirting. But nothing can measure up to a genuine compliment. But I stand by what I said before in that making a person happy is a good deed. Look, I'll show you.
Rumpel shifts so that he's looking right at me. I notice that his smile is gone.
Lucette, of all the women I've met, you are the most straightforward and honest. Many do not have the courage or the confidence to exhibit those qualities. And that's why I admire you, and why I will always take your words to heart, because I know you will always speak the truth.
I look into Rumpel's eyes, which still have a gentle shimmer despite the darkness. For a few moments, his words float around my head. No one has ever called my bluntness honesty before, and no one has ever complimented me for it. Rumpel told me before that I deserved to be spoiled. Maybe it's because he sees the things I do in a more positive light?
My, you're struck speechless by that, aren't you? You look cute with your cheeks so rosy, my sweet princess.
I glare at him, and Rumpel just laughs in response. I put a hand on my cheek and suddenly self-conscious. Rumpel smiles at me, but it's not the usual playful smile. Right now, he almost looks serious. Did he mean what he just said? I think... maybe? What do you guys think? What's the chat think?
Tell him off.
I feel like asking him if he meant it is the right call, because he caught her off guard.
Mm-hmm.
It's still the
I-
running theme of be a jerk to him because he's a masochist.
Maybe,
Tell him
but
off.
then it's like, with the memory she's had and all that, maybe she's gonna try trusting.
Alright, where are we at?
I'll be right.
I say ask.
Yeah, we got 2
yeah.
for ask. Okay, we got 3. Chat have any suggestions or Abby?
They are way, if I'm looking at the stream right, they are way the hell behind.
Oh damn. Let me see.
Like there's
Well, you have to refresh, but there's like occasional lag. At least on my end, there is.
Okay, yeah, she's still talking to a niece.
Yeah, they're
Stream is very, very behind.
Yeah, they're still talking to Anise.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
Oh
that is
my.
very behind. What the fuck happened?
Oh yeah, my bit rate's like in the red.
Yeah, it's usually not this far behind, but right now it's really far behind.
Oof.
Yeah, that's pretty awful.
The memory of what happened today slowly seeps back into my mind. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay.
saying too.
Yeah, same.
Alright, well I'm sorry chat, but you're gonna be excluded
Well,
from this
greetings from the
quiz.
future, chat.
Yeah. Alright,
Future.
we have the most here. Boop. Ask what. Do you really mean that compliment? Well, you know what? We can always go back and do it again.
No.
I mean, that's what we're gonna do anyway. Of course I did. I told you, right? Making a person happy is a good deed. I wanted to show you that.
Rumpel's compliments do make people happy, even if I do find his words to be very shallow. But that felt different.
Flattery is wonderful, but it usually only concerns complimenting a woman's physical appearance. Though I do that really well, don't I? Earlier, I bet you made Anise happy too.
You were spying on our conversation?
Of course I was. I would never miss the opportunity. I just happened to be making my way down the stairs very slowly.
You don't even know what I was apologizing for.
No, but you thought you had to after you listened to her, didn't you?
I listen far more than you do.
Princess, you've shattered my heart so many times there are permanent cracks. But do not worry, the cracks in my heart allow even more of you to make your way into it. I'm not even sure I understood that one. Huh?
He's like Uncle Eero, but like, instead of wisdom, it's flirting. Rumpel awkwardly laughs when I remain silent.
that was the new pronunciation.
Anyway, there are different kinds of listening, Princess. Listening to sympathize is one kind. Trying to put yourself in someone's shoes, trying to understand them. That is one of those ways. Then there's the kind of listening that is shallow. One pretends to listen without ever letting the words into their heart.
Words are fickle things. Mother always told me that people lie and that they would say whatever benefited them. It's foolish to trust words. What if Anise had been lying to me? Why would I put so much blind faith in people?
Because more often than not, people are good, Princess.
I let out an exasperated sigh. Sometimes I cannot tell if I am angry or confused by Rumpel.
Yes.
What a beautiful sound. It was as if the sweet wind itself was gently tickling my ear.
I slide away from him and scowl.
Your scowl is adorable too, and you have such delicate lips.
He's laying it on thick. Right.
Ooh.
I'm still convinced that his earlier compliment was just a lie. How can he say something genuine and then slide right back into this pitiful flattery? For a moment of silence falls, and I find myself surprised that it is not awkward, being alone with Rumpel.
Will you accept my apology for earlier? I promise I'll never try to get you to flirt with anyone ever again. Mostly because you're terrible at it. Besides, if you flirted with another man and then grew fond of him, I would be devastated.
That would never happen.
Oh, good. You didn't let me finish. I was going to say that I would be devastated because that would mean your heart belongs to someone else, and
My heart belongs to no one.
I will steal it like a thief in the night. You'll never see it coming.
That will also never happen.
If not that, then I'll settle with making you smile, at least once, because I'm sure you would shine as brightly as the sun if you smiled.
You are unreasonably persistent.
Love is a persistent endeavor, Princess. A man in love stops at nothing to win over the woman that he so adores.
I'm gonna save right now because for me it's giving me anxiety that I haven't saved in so long.
Save anxiety is real. Chat, you know.
Oh, it
Been
is.
They would know if they were with us.
They will be in... How far in the past are they?
Oh boy, they only just got to the forest.
Yeah, probably
I make
about
my way to the
10 minutes.
forest.
Oh dear.
Then you must be in love with many women. I stand up. I would appreciate you just complimenting me when you mean it.
But Princess, I mean every one of my
I have no energy to chat. I can't say the word right now because someone else say it for me.
Chastise.
Thank you, him right now. But at least I no longer have that anger inside from earlier. It's been a long day, and I'm going to bed.
Would you like company?
On the walk back or in my bed?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't mean...
Good night, Rumpel.
Good night, Princess Lucette.
I make my way back to the tavern, feeling surprisingly light. Still, even if Rumpel's words make me happier than I care to admit, he's not doing a very good job of helping me with my curse. I might have to do this on my own after all. The doctor. Oh.
How do you feel about taking 5?
Sure, let's go for it.
Cool.
We're gonna...
It's not like an out. They have like 20 minutes of content to catch up on anyway.
Yeah. Does anyone else feel like the witch doctor mentioned was the one that like cursed him? Because I have a feeling that's what it was.
It's very
Probably.
I legit do not remember. I remember like one of his other memories, but that's about it. I don't even remember his actual name.
I'm just wondering, how the hell do we make the stream catch up?
Hey Haku, see if you can do anything about your mic while we're breaking. Because it's not bad right now, but it is kind of hiccuping a bit.
Your hiccup!
Alright, I'm gonna go get some water, maybe ice cream, I don't know.
Well, do you mean is it making robotic noises or what?
It's like popping.
Eh.
Like the issue we had last time where weirdly all you had to do was, well, leave and come back, I guess. Oh wait, say something quick. And we'll test it and get back.